Happy Monday, everybody. Today, we are doing Sunshower by Cornell for Mr. Orion White, James Mensidor, and Tisha Ray. This is one of those songs that I feel like means a whole bunch to a whole bunch of people, so it's an honor to be showing it to you here now. Great. This is one of those songs that is a giant lump of chords, and it's really hard to make your way through, so I thought, as long as I'm making notes to show you how to do it, why don't I put the notes somewhere so you can have them too? So if you want to have this exact piece of paper to follow along to, go to my website. I finally built one, myname.com, Ryan Lendt, Lendt, and there'll be a tab that says like notes or something that makes sense. But the thing I have to tell you is that we had a tradition at my studio, and that was to rename songs something along the lines of the opposite of their name, and sometimes it became very hard to figure out what song we were supposed to do when we looked at what we were doing. But this one, Sunshower, is going to be called Moon Sprinkle, so that's what you're looking for in, well, there's only going to be one, because this is going to be the first thing on my website, but in the future, it's, I don't know, just a silly game to play. Okay, great, Sunshower, drop D yourself. That means your low E string becomes a really low D string. Quick way to do that is back to E. Play a D chord and tune it down until it sounds right. Sounds pretty right. And that's it. That's drop D. Okay. Intro. D chord. You're going to be kind of strumming down like this. Just down, 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 down. And you're going to go D and then suspended to it. That means take your middle finger off. And then pluck just the B string. And that gives it that motion that's so recognizable. And then you can hammer on the G string second fret. And then we go to G with a B in the bass, so ring finger stays, pointer finger goes to A string second fret, taking care to mute the low D string because that's not in that chord. And then it's G with an F in the bass, which we can do because we're in drop D, so your middle finger just goes on the low D string, third fret. And then G with an E in the bass, so pointer finger grabs the second fret of that low D string, followed by G with a B flat in the bass. Remember, the only thing about this that's G is this D note with your ring finger on the B string, third fret, but he's kind of walking around the same thing. So I'm calling them all G with a something in the bass, but B flat is here on the first fret of the A string. And then to A, and then we're going to hammer on with our middle finger to D3 and with our ring finger to B3. That's why we did A with one finger, so you have these fingers available. And we're calling that F6 because if you recall from, that's funny, we just did this sixth thing in the Alice in Chains, right? This was our G major third, and this is the sixth note of the major scale, so same deal, but 2 frets lower makes it an F6, sort of. It's other things too, but that's what I'm going to call it. 3, 2, 3. Great, there's our intro. Don't forget that because that's the second half of the verse too. But the first half of the verse, as I unabashedly look at my sheet here, is D, C add 9, so ring finger there, middle finger on A string, third fret, D, G with a B in the bass, to G with a B flat in the bass. And then the second half of the, okay, so that was D, C add 9. Then the second half is the intro. And that's it. There you go. That's the verse. That's like 1/3 of the song. Here's the chorus. The chorus is a little harder to follow here because it doesn't really repeat quite so well. But B minor. Oh, and notice my strumming pattern has switched from down, 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 to down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is our chorus now. B minor, D, F sharp minor, we're in drop D, so this presents challenges and opportunities. So F sharp minor used to be 2, 4, 4, right? But now this is no longer an F sharp note, that's an E note because our string is 2 frets lower. So you can do one of two things here. You can also use your middle finger, so we got 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. Or one of three things. You can play your F sharp minor, but don't play the E string. Just mute it with your pointer finger, thusly. Or you can play the Coldplay F sharp minor, the ringy outy open goodness, which would be ring finger A4, pinky finger D4, pointer finger G2, open, open, don't play your low D string. Chris did this one live in the couple of videos I saw, but it didn't sound like that in the recording. Actually, I take all that back. I don't recall what he did in the videos I watched, but those are your options. So we got B minor, D, F sharp minor, back to B minor, and then you play B minor with an A in the bass, so you take your pointer finger off, mute the low D string with your thumb, and then you can give it a big strum and not worry about hearing this note when you don't want to. So B minor with an A in the bass. When we get to the beginning of the second line of the chorus, it's E, which is, don't worry, I'm going to play all the way through this after the spiel. It's E, which has the same problems as the F sharp minor. The way, I do recall this, the way Chris Cornell took care of it in his live versions was he played, starting with your middle finger, 2, 2, 2 on the fat strings, and then pointer finger on G1. That's good. You could play E and mute the E like regular and mute the E string. That's good too. But at any rate, half a measure of E, either way, and then half a measure of E7 suspended 4, so your pinky finger, if you're playing it this way, or your ring finger, if you're playing it this way, migrates from the D string 2nd fret to the G string 2nd fret. So it'll be all from the B minor, so you get the rhythm. And he hammered it on to the G string 2nd fret. I'm probably gonna do it the lazy way so I don't mess up. All right, chorus thus far. B minor, D, F sharp minor, B minor, A, E, D, F sharp minor, B minor, A, the E thing. Here's where it gets interesting. We are on the 8th, no, we just did the 9th measure of the chorus. We are doing the 10th measure of the chorus, and it goes D. This one was hard to pick out. Chris Cornell cheated in his live versions, and he played the C add 9. So if you want to do that, go ahead. He approves. But the chord that I think is in the record is this chord called A minor 7 flat 5 with an E flat in the bass. Check this out and see if your ears agree. We're going to play, okay, here's how we get there. A minor, right? Familiar. Remove your ring finger to make A minor 7, that's a G. Put it back, because we're not using that G. We're using a different G, the 3rd fret of the baby E string. So if you were to play this, that's an A minor 7. Okay, so the 5th in this chord, your root, of course, is the open A string, and your 5th is the D string 2nd fret. So to make this an A minor 7 flat 5, we're going to flat the 5. So the D string 2nd fret becomes the D string 1st fret. How on earth do you do that, you ask? What we're going to do is switch our fingers around. So we're going to do pointer finger D1, ring finger G2, middle finger B1. That's all just like A minor, except the difference is this note, right? It's like a little D chord, but on the wrong strings and in the wrong fret. And then reach your pinky up there. And there it is. And that's why it's called A minor 7 flat 5. So D, A minor 7 flat 5 with an E flat in the bass. Oh yeah, and that's our E flat. That's why it's called that. Then we do our G with a B in the bass, but use your pinky and your middle finger because we're gonna go to make it a G7 with an E in the bass. Set the seventh note, the dominant seventh note of your G chord is F. There it is. It's like when you play G7 like this, but we're keeping our D and our B and not our low G at all, and the F here. So that was da 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 G7, followed by actual B flat, 1 3 3 3. Kind of let it ring out, and then A suspended 4, which is 2 2 2, but the B string is 3 instead. And that's our chorus. So here's the chorus all the way through. You'll hear him walk from the B to the D thusly. So. The hard one. Easy F sharp minor. Here comes the thing. The other thing about this sheet is you'll have to have watched this video or it won't make any sense because I just wrote the thing. Here it is. So D, right? 2 2 3. Octave fret is the 12th fret, so move it 12 frets higher to 14 and 15, and now we have this. It's a really high D chord, and it's just a D chord. It's a D shape, and it's a D chord, just in a different place. And then the pinky finger is going to get the 17th fret of the baby E string, so sounds like a little wind-up box where you put your little kids to sleep. And then you're just going to be on the B string 15, 14, 12, 10, but when you do that one, you want to strum the G string also. And you can even strum the D string because the chords inherent in this part are bum 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 D B G G G G. G's got 3 notes, G, B, and D, so if you strum the D string while you're doing this G section, it's cool too. But at any rate, our little D, pinky finger up to 17, and then B string 15, 14, 12, 10. And then we have the after thing, which is this. So start on the B string 2nd fret and hammer onto 3, and then D4, back to B3 to 2, pull off, and then G2. Followed by an F-shaped A, so F, right? 1 1 2 3. We're going to move it up to 5 5 6 7, and then place your pinky finger on the G string 7th fret to suspended 4th. The other way to do that, there's 2 guitars in this section. One goes like that, one goes. So either way you want to do it. Regular A to A suspended 4, that means the B string changes to the 3rd fret, or F-shaped A with the pinky changing the G string from the 6th to the 7th fret. And that's it. That is the intro and the verse and the chorus and the thing. And the after thing. And the last part is the outro. And the outro is a big jam. It's got a whole, it's like a minute and a half long, right? But it has 8 chords in it in some order, so I'm going to give you one of the orders, and it changes a bunch. You can use your ears and apply as you like, or maybe you just want to do a simplified version, or maybe you want to play along. That'll be your job. But at any rate, the G string, the lead guitar does the D major scale on the G string. You might throw a C in there, because they do play a C in the outro, but here we go. You can do frets 7, 9, 11, 12, continuing up, 14, 16, 18, 19. Because 12 plus 7 is 19. There you go. Going back down, 19, 18, 16, 14, 12, 11, 9, 7. And continuing down even further if you just want to jam along on it. 7, 6, 4, 2. And the chords that happen sometimes, or not sometimes, during this thing are D. And you really hear the low D string in that one. C add 9. G with a B in the bass. G with a B flat in the bass. Back up to G with a B in the bass. And then he plays a random G sharp note. Which, that's all you can do. There's no chord with G sharp in it that fits, and no guitar is playing like a chord. But someone's playing a G sharp note, might be a guitar and a bass, but there it is on the 6th fret of the now low D string. And then to G, 5th fret, regular old B flat. And then it ends with a big D. And that's it. Moon Sprinkle, Sunshower by Chris Cornell. So if you'd like to go have this, just go to myname.com and it will be there in some obvious place. But yeah, so you three, thank you very much for the request, and you, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time with more stuff. Good luck with this one. It's a doozy. Bye-bye.